Welcome to Aunt Pearl's Wisdom, where we believe America was always great, we just need to make it sane again. M. A. S. A. Make America sane again.
I had to go to the principal's office today. I didn't do anything wrong, but to hear Benny Foster tell it, you'd think I tried to assassinate him instead of stopping him from stealing toys from a bunch of little kids. Do all boys go through a mean stage, Adam?
Some of us do. My mama would have skinned me alive if she'd caught me bullying smaller kids. That was a line of decent behavior you just didn't cross in our house. At least not while Mama was around.
Actually, that's how I met Adam. My previous producer, Gary, got a better job offer in Indianapolis, and I was walking down the sidewalk wondering how I was going to keep the show going when a pack of little gremlins decided I looked like easy prey. I told them to pound sand. They ignored me. Next thing I knew, they had me backed into a corner, and I landed squarely in Mrs. Jackson's rose bushes. As I untangled myself from enough thorns to fence in a small county, I figured Mrs. Jackson was about to charge me for every crushed flower in the yard. Instead, I heard the unmistakable sound of a hand connecting with somebody's backside.
Missy, Alicia, get your little rear ends in this yard and leave Miss Pearl alone. Adam, get out here and see what your daughters are up to. Girls, you know better than this.
Your grandma's right. You know better than to gang up on an old woman. Hello, Miss Pearl.
Watch it, Jackson. 39 is not old. I should know. I've been 39 longer than anyone else in Indiana.
Fair enough. I wasn't trying to blow your cover. But I do expect an explanation from these two young ladies. Right now.
We were playing colonies. Alicia said we got to be England. Miss Pearl was the Indians, and we were supposed to chase her away so we could build our town. We're sorry you fell in the bushes, Miss Pearl.
And if you think we're sorry now, wait until Dad gets done talking to us.
Were you girls learning about the original colonies? That's one of the most fascinating chapters in American history. Adam, why don't you bring them by the studio sometime? We'll dig into it together.
I overheard you telling Mrs. Garcia that Gary took a job in Indianapolis. I studied radio production in college. Your program only airs a few times each month, and school lets out at 2:30. I'd be happy to help. Besides, producing a history program sounds like a history teacher's dream.
And that's how Adam became part of the show, which seems appropriate because today's episode is about what happens when somebody bigger decides your home would look a whole lot better if it belonged to them.
I know how those natives must have felt. When Benny Foster kept kicking over the little kid's sandcastle, I decided he needed a good swat on the backside. He ran straight to the principal. That's how Daddy got called out of work. Have you ever noticed that bullies are usually the first ones to cry when somebody finally stands up to them?
Yes, that's human nature. As long as people have existed, somebody has wanted something that belonged to somebody else. Once Europeans learned about the New World, they saw enormous opportunity. There were valuable furs, towering forests, rich fishing grounds, minerals, and millions of acres of fertile land. To the governments of Europe, North America looked like a treasure chest waiting to be opened.
That explains why they came over here. But why didn't they just load up their ships with the things they wanted and sail back to England? Why bother moving here?
Because one trip wasn't enough. Europe had an enormous appetite for resources. Beaver pelts became fashionable hats. Massive straight trees became masts for sailing ships. Before long, tobacco became one of England's most profitable crops. Later came rice, indigo, cotton, and many other products. If England wanted a steady supply, it needed people living here year-round to produce it.
So it wasn't enough to visit. England wanted to own the place.
Exactly. The more settlers England could attract, the stronger its claim became. Settlements protected England's investment and discouraged rival countries from taking the land instead.
That sounds expensive. Even kings can't pay for everything themselves. Can they?
Not usually. Merchants and investors saw an opportunity. They asked the king for permission to establish colonies. In return, they agreed to recruit settlers, build towns, and develop the land. If the colony succeeded, everyone involved hoped to make a great deal of money. England gained wealth without paying all the risk itself.
So England didn't just build one giant town.
No. Think about planting a garden. You don't dump every seed into one flower pot and hope for the best. You spread them around. The Atlantic coast stretches for more than 1,000 miles. Different places offered different rivers, harbors, climates, and farmland. If one settlement failed, another might succeed.
So every colony started for a different reason.
Exactly. Some began as business ventures. Some were founded by religious groups seeking freedom to worship. Some were created by wealthy landowners. Others became homes for people who simply wanted a chance to build a better life.
So England wanted wealth. Businesses wanted profits. And a lot of ordinary people were hoping for a fresh start. That sounds like everybody had different reasons for getting on the same boat.
That's exactly right. Next week, we'll meet those ordinary men and women. We'll discover why so many people were willing to leave everything they had ever known, climb aboard a tiny wooden ship, and gamble their future on a place they'd never seen.